gon' watch a movie. Lights, camera, explosion. Get ready for the real. Now I'm playing podcast in motion. Yeah.
Welcome to Now Playing Intermission. This is Brock, and with me today are
Stuart and Arnie. And welcome to our very first of a new type of podcast we're trying out. Listeners, when we did our survey last year, it was a long survey. And if people wondered, is anything really going to come of this survey? Yes, actually, we are covering Star Wars TV shows because of the survey. And the survey said, ding, you guys want to hear us talk a little bit outside of our structured movie reviews. So we are going to be doing this monthly, free-form, freewheeling, God only knows what's going to happen conversation that we are calling Now Playing Intermission. But we're going to talk about the show, talk about what we've been watching or listening to or reading, and later on, we're going to have a guest come on to do some fun trivia with us.
Have fun.
Sounds great.
So, Brock, what have you been up to? I talk to you all the time about movies that we're reviewing, and did you find a copy of Lake Placid for the TV cut? But
Yeah, exactly.
What are you watching when not looking at sci-fi edited movies?
I'm just rewatching Lake Placid 4. I know you are.
Over and over on loop. That's what I'm going to do. I got a t-shirt and everything. Lately, on movie watching, my free time, it is Oscar season, it's awards season. So I like to try to watch all of the Best Picture nominees before the ceremony, and I'm done very well. I have only one left. So lately, I have been actually watching some short films that are nominated as well. I watched The Singers, which was really great. The Jane Austen period movie was pretty weird and funny. And I showed my kids this past weekend off the Oscar track. We watched Stranger Than Fiction, the 2006 movie with Will Ferrell and Emma Thompson.
It's got good reviews. I thought it was okay.
I loved it back in the day. So it was really great to share that with the kids. They both really seemed to enjoy it. We try to show them things that they're not going to watch on their own. And this one was a score, big time. When we showed them things like Three Amigos, that went over like a lead brick. Like, they did not go over well. The Italian Job, my son liked a lot, though. The Mark Wahlberg, Charlize Theron, and Ed Norton, who had to do the movie because he was contractually obligated to do it. We're also watching The Pit, and something I shared with Arnie Stuart was I'm watching The Pit Season 2, and there's a new doctor on there who looks exactly like Robin Curtis's Saavik from Star Trek Through the Search for Spock. And it's so much like her. It's like, is this the same actress? Now, of course it's not, because it's, 40 years later, but it's so distracting. Arnie, have you noticed this season on The Pit that every episode has at least one butt shot? There's so many butts on The Pit.
I haven't noticed that. Marjorie makes fun of me because I can't tell you any character's name. When they say the names, I know who they're talking about, but I'm really bad with character names.
Yeah.
So the nudity that impressed me is that doctor who kind of looks like older Andrew McCarthy taking off his shirt and having like pecs from hell under there. This is the guy who came in late to save the day during the shooting during season 1. That guy, he's kind of got a flirtation going with this new chief resident.
He's Sean Hatosi. He's been around forever.
Yeah, he's been in a million things.
Forever. He was a young actor, and then he's now an adult actor, and he's quite good in the show.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it takes something to be a young actor and still be an adult actor. And if you don't believe me, ask Corey Feldman.
I mean,
even if I had the
is he
opportunity,
really anyone's model of an actor?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a young actor who didn't become an adult actor.
Okay.
I mean,
wouldn't go to him
It was a
first.
diss. I was dissing the Feldman.
You're shooting fish in a
clearly.
barrel. It's
Yeah,
easy.
honestly.
It's easy to not Corey.
Stuart, what about you? What have you been watching, doing, living?
I was up in Chicago recently, and for the second time in my life, I went to an Alamo Drafthouse. My niece wanted to go see a movie, and I just wanted to go to Alamo Drafthouse, and we settled on The Moment. And usually I get excited when I'm seeing a movie with a pop star in it, because it's usually probably going to land on my least favorite films of the year list. I don't know, like typically Mariah Carey famously in Glitter, Taylor Swift was in Cats. It's usually a very bad thing when pop stars try to do the acting thing. Do you guys know Charlie XCX? Are you aware of this whole brat moment that she had?
Yeah, she was a musical guest on SNL. Her songs popped up a lot on TikTok like last summer, and I believe that was Brat Summer. And so, yes, I do
You
know
know-
who Charlie XCX is, and I can't sing her song though.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I saw her at a music festival like 10 years ago. She was in this band called Icona Pop, and they had this dumb song like I Don't Care.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Well,
I mean,
you
I
know
actually
that.
do love that song.
I
I
figured
know that
you
song.
would.
Yeah, I
But
know
you
that
hear
song.
that kind of song and you think, I'll never see you again. And here I am 10 years later watching a movie starring Charlie XCX about herself. Which is also kind of a risky thing to do. You know what? It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was an A24 movie. It tried to be bold and strange. I think it got closer to Spice Girls, but Spice World. But you know what? I appreciated the Alamo vibe. It was fun to have good food in a movie theater, unlike some chains where I go to, and I do not enjoy the meal.
Right.
And yeah, the previews and stuff they had beforehand, like they have kind of like themed movie trailers and such. So they were playing Josie and the Pussycats and other chick band trailers for movies, Satisfaction, things you've forgotten.
Yeah,
that existed.
those
Yeah.
curated pre-rolls, they're sometimes difficult for new movies. A lot of times, if it's a new release, they're just pulling stuff, either tangentially related or something else. Like when I saw Poor Things at Alamo, they had just clips from other Emma Stone movies. They had a clip of her dancing on La La Land. Actually, I think somebody made a montage of her dancing like in all kinds of movies and SNL sketches, and it was just this like 4-minute Emma Stone dancing montage. But when the old movies come back is when it's a lot of fun, because when I saw Alien at the Alamo Drafthouse in a revival, or all the Nightmare on Elm Streets they showed, they would pull out like VHS industry promos where Robert Englund was in the full Freddy makeup of
Nightmares. They have a way of coming back. First you have one, then another. And before you can scream yourself awake, you find yourself plunging into a Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. Yes, it's your favorite bad dream, once again slashing its way into the hearts of America with...
Hold it right there, Squidlips. If you think I'm gonna settle for just another sleazeball video promotion, you must be dreaming. Show some respect, buddy. This ain't your average drive-in movie schlock we got here. Nightmare 3 scared up $25 million in its first 2 weeks in release. The total grosses, so to speak, are now over 40 million. It scored the biggest opening for any independent film ever. Why? Why, you ask? Freddy Krueger, that's why, sucker.
That's right. It's the return of cult hero Freddy Krueger, the same vile maniac who helped turn the first 2 Nightmares into video blockbusters. Nightmare 1, 120,000 units. Nightmare 2, 180,000 units. Together, these 2 hits spent over 50 weeks on Billboard's rental charts. And for the past 2 summers, Freddy's Nightmares have been the nation's top video rental titles. Now, it's Freddy's 3rd time around, and he's all set to claw his way beyond the 200,000 mark.
Only 200,000? Wake up and smell the coffee, bud. It's gotta be a lot more than 200,000. You see, I have right here my own special sales incentive plan.
I mean, it was just the stuff they play. I always made it a point to get to the Alamo for like Darkman or any of those 30 minutes early. And I'm standing outside the theater waiting for the guy to like remove the belt and let us into the room, because they won't let you in more than 30 minutes ahead of time, so I could get the whole pre-show. And I get antsy if I hear the pre-show and they haven't let me in yet. I really do like those pre-shows.
Are
When
all
I was-
the theaters like small? This was like a screening room. There was probably no more than 20 seats in it.
I'd say most of them are like that. Now, ours does have what they call the big show. And I'll add a reverb effect, because that's exactly how they deliver it every time. And it's maybe 150, and it's their version of the DX, or they charged more for the ticket, and it's a bigger screen and louder, more speakers. But by and large, I'd say there's maybe 4 rows of 10 to 12 seats apiece. So that would be 50 people in a room.
Yeah, that's a nice experience as well. And of course, the no phones and all of that stuff. Yeah, the movie was pretty meh, but I had a fun time at Alamo.
My wife asks me when we go to see these movies for like now playing like on a Thursday night, right? So we can record it over the weekend. She's like, you're not going to have dinner at the theater. You get to have movie theater food. You get to have a hot dog or nachos. And I'm like, that's the last thing I want to do is eat actual food they're trying to cook for me at these movie theaters. But yeah, because we only have one of those kind of theaters near us, and it's about 10 minutes farther away than the convenient theater. Yeah, I don't need a nuked hot dog or lukewarm nachos when I'm watching a movie, especially with now playing. I'm taking notes. Yeah. So it's nice to hear that the food I've heard they're good. The food is good, but we don't have an Alamo near me, so I haven't been to one yet.
Dine-in theaters are all the rage down here in Dallas. Even AMC had a dine-in theater, and I'm talking about there's a full tray at your seat like Alamo has, and there are waiters and a menu, and you can choose like bulgogi bowls or pizzas, or one that I go to, Flick's Brewhouse, has breakfast all day. You can have chicken and waffles while you're watching a movie, and it's cooked to order. It's not like getting nachos and a hot dog like when I had to marathon for The Force Awakens, and I was there for 20 hours and stuck at what AMC was serving. It's like, do I want the nachos or the nachos? No, but I'm going to be controversial. Maybe we'll make this the main topic of the episode, because I am now anti-Alamo, Stuart. And for the reason you mentioned, I canceled my season pass. Now, I had been to an Alamo one time in Kansas City. Was my first time. I had a great experience there and loved Alamo. So when I moved to Dallas and there were 5 Alamos, I'm like, I'm at Alamo all the time. But Alamo is a franchise, and COVID hit theaters hard. Alamo actually got sold to like a hedge fund company, and now the hedge fund company has sold it to Sony. So Sony is now the owner of the Alamo Drafthouse chain, and they've been implementing a lot of changes there. I'm in the Alamo subreddit, and people are very upset about the quality, and I'm upset about the price of the food. I would not like to eat there very often because it is expensive. Then they add a minimum 15% service charge. It's not a tip. If you want to tip your waiter, it's on top of the 15% service charge. And the food, I find it to be very fast casual, middle of the road. The pizzas aren't bad. The burgers are kind of bland. But my franchise shut down in 2023, I think it was. And that was a very sad day. I couldn't go to Alamo anymore. And then the corporate, Sony, bought these theaters and reopened them all. And that was an exciting day. I wanted to launch fireworks like it was Diwali. I was so happy that Alamo was back open, only for the Alamo to not be the same. I went in on the 1st of this year, and they started mobile ordering. When you ordered food, did you give your order to a person or did you use your phone?
Yeah, you've told me about this. You have to use your phone now. I was confused by the whole thing. All right. I'm really mad anytime I come into any place and they have one of those goddamn QR codes. And like, I have to even involve my phone. I'm like, I hate these things. I don't want to go to your website. I don't want to do it this way. They do make you order that way, but we were the only ones in this movie, and we were there like 30 minutes early. So it wasn't happening during the show.
What they rolled out initially wasn't too bad. So what they started was this QR system. Now, I don't mind a QR code at a restaurant because I would rather have a QR code and touch my cell phone that I know I clean regularly than be at a freaking Waffle House where you're peeling the menu apart and it's sticky from syrup that some kid poured in there before you got there. You don't know what germs are on those menus. So I don't mind a QR code for a menu, but they started implementing use the QR code to open your tab. Enter your credit card information on the QR code. Then we don't have to have a runner go up and down every aisle 15 minutes before the end of the movie. If a movie's running long and I'm like, when's it over? I'm constantly like, come on, bring us our checks, because then I know we're almost at the climax of the film. So they wanted to get rid of that and not have the interruption of dropping off the checks. But then when the movie starts, put your phone away, use the cards, and somebody will get it. But because they don't want to pay people to get your cards, starting March 1st or earlier, some places have already got it, there's no more cards. There's no more pens. Now you have to pull out your phone and scan a QR code mid-movie to launch their website. And because they make most of their money off the food, they're incentivized to promote you pulling out your phone mid-movie. Now they're like, it's a dark screen app, so it should be minimally disruptive. That's fine, but their lock screens aren't. Their pictures of their kids until they get to your app aren't. And I tried scanning the QR code during the trailers, and it wouldn't scan because there's not enough light. So now you have to have somebody shining a freaking flashlight at the QR code while somebody else is scanning the QR code in the middle of the goddamn movie. This is not what Alamo was built on. This is a betrayal of Alamo's basic tenet. What made it a premium movie experience is being fucked up by Sony.
Okay. Well, you know what? My opinion of that is similar to my opinion about what happened at the Alamo. I'm not that into it. Okay. If you say so, I guess you can be mad about that if you want. I guess what you're saying is that you were hoping that you wouldn't be in a place with cell phone screens, but, you know, there's a silver lining to this. Nobody's going to the movies at all. Most screenings that I go to, I don't see cell phones or anyone else. They're usually private screenings.
When I went to see Avatar 2 at the AMC, the guy in front of me couldn't stop checking his email. I was guessing because it was work hours. He was actually at work and checking his emails. Phones are a big problem in theaters. And the other thing that Alamo had was if somebody's disruptive during the movie, they're talking, they're using their phone, you don't have to confront them. You take that ordering, the pen and paper, and you narc on them, and you say, and bring me a water. And so you put up your card, the server brings you a water, so everybody thinks you just placed an order, and then the server goes and gets the manager to talk to the jackhole who's using his phone, and they don't know it was you. Now, if somebody's using their phone, guess what? You have to use your phone, ironically, to narc on the person using their phone. It's such a fuck up, man. How do you do this? It's the enshittification of life. Everything is getting shittier and shittier in the name of corporate profits, and Alamo is the latest one. And so I took Marjorie, and we went and saw a special screening of 13 going on 30. They had one of their movie parties for 13 going on 30. We all got sleep masks that said 30 and flirty and thriving. They had Wish glitter packets that they gave us all. You know, they have fun movie parties. I went to the Beetlejuice movie party, and they had like glow-in-the-dark spiders on all the tables. They had some good things going on, and I will not be returning to Alamo hardly ever again. I have a Alamo wannabe called Flicks Brewhouse. They're not as stringent on their enforcement, but ever since Alamo announced a QR code, they've basically pushed away from their own mobile ordering system. They have waiters right there, ready and willing to take your order if you want food, and they will kick out talkers and kick out texters. And so that's going to be my go-to. They just don't have as many locations or cool things like the 28 years later Bone Temple screening with Nia DaCosta talking afterwards about the movie nobody saw.
Yeah, I hear the passion. I guess I have a pretty good ability to tune out any activity in a movie theater. They don't bother me when people are on their phones. I usually don't notice.
And I'm the guy usually on the phone, so I have no problem doing this.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. However, as Stuart said, I hear your passion.
I mean, give it time. Yeah, it's someone's bad idea, but usually when people implement a bad idea, it goes badly. I wonder whether they'll stick with this policy. You might find yourself back at one in 4 or 5 months.
Right. Yeah,
I hope so. I really hope so. I did write an email. Yeah, I went there. I calculated from my credit cards how much I spent at Alamo last year. And over food and my monthly membership, the season pass, where I could see 3 movies a week, but not movie parties and not big show. Then the pint glasses I bought for various movies, my Captain America Brave New World Alamo exclusive pint glass and all this. I spent nearly $3,000 at Alamo last year.
Wow.
Now that doesn't sound like a lot to Sony. It's a lot to me. When I added up my credit card receipts, I wrote an email to the CEO, the COO, the membership part, the fan appreciation part. I sent them all this email saying, listen, I'm just one guy. I've been a season pass member since you started the season pass. I loved your theater. I loved what it stood for. I really think you should listen to your online critics. It's not just me. Elijah Wood came out against this, and Scott Derrickson came out against this. Elijah Wood goes to the Austin Alamo a lot, and Scott Derrickson loves the Alamo. He spoke out against it. That's the director of Sinister and this Doctor Strange movies.
Hellraiser 5.
And so he... Yeah, Hellraiser 5.
I'm not
Hellraiser
lying.
5. Yeah.
No.
I hold it against him.
He's got to start somewhere. Henry Cavill was in one too.
8. Yeah.
So
Hell World.
as long as it's not 9, it's better than 9.
Yeah, most things are.
I asked them in this email, listen to Elijah Wood, listen to Scott Derrickson, go to the Reddit, listen to your customers, your loyal fan base, and please think about this. And I got a fucking Chat GPT generated AI response. I know Chat GPT well enough. I can tell its M dashes. I can tell its cadence and rhythm. And if you write something and just copy and paste it out of Chat GPT, I'm going to know. And they did. And then somebody in the subreddit, a lot of employees leak shit there, leaked a memo that Sony had sent to all of the Alamo about approved AI for customer response emails. And so they have Chat GPT to respond to customers, and that's what I got from them. Thank you. Fuck off, Alamo.
All right, then.
With that, let's do something much more fun. We're going to have a guest joining us. One of our patrons is joining us now for some trivia. So here to be our first subject on Intermission, our first trivia guest is Sean Zeinchek. Welcome, sir.
Hello. I'm very happy and honored to be here with all of you.
And you're a patron for Now Playing, right?
Yes, I've been a gold patron of you guys for quite a few years, actually. You guys have gotten me through some really tough times by lovingly shredding and sometimes not so lovingly shredding movies, but you do it in a very fair way that I respect and admire greatly.
Thank you so much. And a reminder to our Intermission listeners, Intermission is a bonus-free show we're putting out for everybody, but coming on the Intermission with us and taking part in some fun trivia is only for our patrons. So thank you for being one, Sean. And the last show we put out was the review of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and so we have some Frankenstein-related trivia for you today.
Okay. Frankenstein, just a fun fact, Frankenstein was my favorite monster growing up because I busted my head open and I had stitches growing up. So I used to obsessively draw Frankenstein all the time.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Challenge accepted. Well,
This was not planned either. This is amazing how that
Yeah.
wasn't even planned. Amazing.
Okay, so each of us will ask you one question. Here's the first one. In the classic Universal Pictures, which of these actors did not play Frankenstein's monster? A. Lon Chaney Jr., B. Boris Karloff, C. Claude Rains, or D. Bela Lugosi?
I'm torn between A and D, but I'm going to go with my gut and go with A.
Unfortunately, no. Lon
No.
Chaney Jr. was Frankenstein. He took it over in Ghost of Frankenstein. Boris Karloff, of course, was the original Frankenstein. He backed away from it. Lon Chaney Jr., who was the Wolfman, became the Frankenstein. And then when Wolfman and Frankenstein met up in Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, we got Bela Lugosi as Frankenstein.
Okay.
It was Claude Rains, the Invisible Man, the Phantom of the Opera, but not a Frankenstein monster.
Okay.
If it makes you feel better, I would not have gotten that right either. I think I was going with Bela Lugosi. That's because we haven't even covered that movie yet. And you're forgiven for forgetting Ghost of Frankenstein. That movie was not.
Yeah, it was a ghost, you know.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
really
Didn't
was.
even see it.
It's a weird one.
All right. So Frankenstein has met a lot of famous people over the last 100 years. Which of the following did not have a crossover, did not meet Frankenstein? A. James Bond, B. The Flintstones, C, Jesse James, I assume the gunslinger we're talking about, not the auto mechanic,
Or both.
and D, Gene Simmons and the rock band Kiss.
That's a tough one too, because Jaws from James Bond was almost acted like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta go with James Bond. I don't know. I don't feel too confident, but that's my answer.
You are not correct. The correct answer, the only one yet to meet Frankenstein, we can still hope for the crossover, is Kiss. They met the Phantom of the Park, but they have not met any incarnation of Mary Shelley's creature.
Yeah, it was fun to look that up, though, because there have been a lot of crossovers, and I, in my head, thought that Frankenstein was walking around the park in Phantom of the Park. So that's how I decided which wrong answer to throw in, is because I thought Kiss met the monster. But
Yeah,
no,
definitely.
the Jesse James one is a fun one that I just found out. There's a 1966 film called Jesse James Meets Frankenstein's Daughter. Even though it's called The Daughter, it's Victor Frankenstein's granddaughter replacing the brains of children in the Wild West to make them her slaves. And Jesse James, the gunslinger, is trying to stop her from killing children.
I'm sure that will be a bonus show we will cover one
Yeah,
day. How could that not be, right?
Wow.
Who doesn't want to see that?
And I might have cheated a little bit because the Flintstones technically met Frankenstone when Flintstones met Rockula and Frankenstone, and then Frankenstone returned in Holly Rockabye Baby.
Of course. We all remember that.
That's a favorite
Duh.
episode of the Flintstones, of course.
Yeah.
I
But
thought you were
the
going to
chip-
ask Abbott and Costello, of course, because Abbott and Costello famously met up practically every Universal monster.
Yeah, I thought that one was too easy. And Scooby-Doo, you just kind of assume Scooby-Doo met Frankenstein, and yes, he did. If it hadn't been the Flintstones that I put in there, I probably would have put in the Chipmunks. The Chipmunks have met Frankenstein's monster.
All right, then. Okay, I have a question for you, Sean. You all set?
Yep.
All right. Which of the following Star Wars actors have never played Frankenstein's monster to date? A, David Prowse. B, Adam Driver. C, Clancy Brown. D, Christopher Lee.
Adam Prowse, A.
It's David Prowse?
Or David Prowse.
Okay, so David Prowse. The answer is B, Adam Driver. I was trying to give you a hint there by saying
I was
to
half
date.
right.
Yeah, you were half right.
Adam.
Because I think Clancy Brown is still with us, of course. David Prowse and Christopher Lee are not. But Adam Driver has never played Frankenstein's monster, despite him being pretty tall. David Prowse was the monster in the Woody Allen Casino Royale.
If you bothered to watch the 60s very mod James Bond that no one watches, not the cool one, not the Daniel Craig Casino Royale, though, yes, Woody Allen pops up at the end as his nephew or whatever it was. So not as cool, right? You wanted to see James Bond like really take on Frankenstein.
Sure.
Not so much.
And for those who were wondering, David Prowse was that one. Christopher Lee played a lot of those Hammer horror movies in the 50s with Peter Cushing. So he was in The Curse of Frankenstein, and Clancy Brown is in 1985's The Bride with Sting. He plays the monster in that one, way before Shawshank Redemption and before he was on the Clone Wars cartoon, which is his connection to Star Wars.
And for those who don't know, David Prowse was Darth Vader. He wasn't the voice of Darth Vader. That was James Earl Jones, who people know a lot more than David Prowse. But David Prowse was a bodybuilder, got in some films, Clockwork Orange, Star Wars, and Casino Royale.
And he trained Superman, I believe, to Christopher Reeve to bulk up for the first time for the Superman movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Sean, you have a trivia question for us now.
I do. So I actually had two because I wasn't really sure which one I was going to go with. So I think I'm going to go with question number one. And maybe if you guys want to do the bonus question, we can. So my question for y'all is, what was the original real life name of the mask used for Ghostface before it was known as Ghostface?
So say that again. What was the real life version of that?
What was the original real name of that mask before?
Because it was a retail mask. They sold it in stores, and the Scream people just bought it.
Oh, so it's not Edward Monk.
So I got your multiple choices here.
Oh, okay, good. Well,
Okay,
thank
good.
goodness.
Thank God.
Yeah, which is A, The Shade, B, Grim Reaper, C, Father Death. D, Jason Voorhees.
You
I
know
like
what?
these answers. Whichever one it isn't, you made up some good ones. You know, all of those except for maybe Jason Voorhees feel possible.
I have been rewatching all of the Scream. I just got through all of them in prep for the new one, and I did notice that in the first movie, what was C? What did you say?
C, Father Death.
I want to say the mask that they bought from the store was called Father Death.
All right, we'll go with C, Father
Yeah.
Death.
Sounds good to me.
C is correct. It is Father
Yes!
Death.
Wow.
No.
It is Father Death.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
that. Good job, Stuart. I did
Yeah.
not rewatch the original Scream trilogy, and I did not remember that. All right, Sean, go ahead. Let's see if you can stump us, though. We stumped you on 3. Let's see if you can stump us with your second one.
Okay, so my second question is, what was the original working title of the first Scream movie?
Scary movie. Oh, sorry. I forget. I'm sorry.
A, Stab. B, Scary Movie. C, Murder High. D, Horror 101.
Yeah, scary movie.
Scary
Yeah,
movie, for sure.
yeah, that one I
Okay.
knew for sure. Yeah. Although I would feel like we're probably going to watch all of the other ones at some point,
Yep.
streaming on Sci-Fi Channel.
Well, Sean, thank you so much for joining us. This has been a lot of fun for you to be our inaugural intermission guest. Thank you for being a good sport. Thank
Does
you.
he win
for
something?
No, this is just for fun.
I'm a winner.
You
I'm a
got
winner
ripped
for
off,
being
Sean.
here. I'm a winner for being here.
No, you are not. You were conned. Awful. Give him something.
I mean,
Sean,
I
since
failed.
you
I
are our
lost.
inaugural, you're going to get a Now Playing t-shirt. Message me your
Okay.
address and
There
you
we
get a
go.
Now Playing t-shirt. Message me your
Damn
address and your shirt size, and we will get that out. This is news to everybody, including my co-host. We have a merch shop that's going to open up soon, and you will get the
Merch.
very first shirt out of that merch shop.
That's really awesome. That's really cool, guys. Thank you.
You're
And,
welcome.
Again, I appreciate what you guys do. You guys do awesome, awesome work. You guys break down movies that you love in a very fair and loving and sometimes hating way, but you still find good things about everything, unless it's Hellboy
everything.
that David Harborough was in.
There are some things that deserve no love, but we try to find it.
We do.
If we can't find love, we try to find laughter. We don't always succeed, but we try. So thank you again, Sean.
Thank you.
Great talking to you, and you have a good night.
You as well. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks again, Sean. That was a lot of fun. So with that, let's just talk a couple of show notes. This intermission went longer than we'd like it to. I got a little passionate about the Alamo.
Yes.
Mhm.
We will just skip ahead and talk about Now Playing a little bit and let you know that not only are we going to be doing monthly intermissions, but Stuart, you are spearheading another live show. We did a live giveaway show last month, and now in March, you're spearheading a live Oscars telecast.
Am I spearheading it? What does that mean? I
It
wonder.
means you're hosting it. You're the guy who's
I mean,
behind it.
I imagine myself holding a spear now. No, I mean, Brock, you're going to be there. I think everyone's going to be there.
I'll be there. You and I both share a passion for the Oscars. We'll have watched most, if not all, of the nominees. Between us, I think we're going to watch all of them. I think I've already watched most of the short films. You've watched most of the documentaries, right?
Oh man, yeah. When you go to the shorts, you're really doing good. Like that's one that I usually let slip, but I catch some of them. But,
This year, they're really available. I found a whole bunch on YouTube. I typically don't get that deep either, but because so many of the Oscar-nominated movies are overlapping in so many categories, it's really easy to have time to go down three or four levels, Stuart, of depth. But yes, we will be prepared for that. And that will be the live on March 15th. We'll start our YouTube at 6:30 Eastern time. So I hope you all can join us. Right?
Oh,
Yes.
I had planned at 5:30. I didn't know.
Well,
that.
The Oscars start at 6.
Right.
Central.
Oh, they do?
Yes.
And you have to get there early, Stuart, dressed to walk down the red carpet.
Okay.
So we have to
yes.
be ready
well,
to
that's
go.
the thing is I have to get my dress and everything.
Who are you going to be wearing?
It's a surprise.
It's
but, yeah.
definitely for me
He's the
too.
devil, so obviously
Yeah.
Prada.
Mhm.
Ah, yes, of course.
How is
Anyway,
that sequel not called The Devil Still Wears Prada, by the way? I'm just an aside. That is,
Well,
like,
when
so
we
fucking
cover
obvious.
the franchise, you can
We will
explore
find
all of
out.
it. You can go to the
Now, let
Alamo
me-
and watch. The
in
show
your
can
high
be
heels.
5 years more long. Okay.
So let me ask you guys a question with these Academy Awards. I've been trying to catch up on some of the nominees. I'm not going to watch the shorts. I'm not going to watch all the foreign films, but I'd like to, by the time we do our Oscar show, watch the 10 Best Picture nominees and Best Actor, Actress, Director.
Mm-hmm.
And I've not liked what I've been seeing. So what nominated movie in the top categories do you think I'll enjoy that I haven't seen? You know, I saw Sinners and I really liked Sinners, and I saw F1 and really enjoyed F1. The stuff we've covered on the show, quite obviously I've seen, but of the stuff we haven't covered that's a little outside my wheelhouse, what would I like?
Well, that's the rub, because my taste in movies outside of now playing kind of differs from yours, Arnie. I think we've established this over the last, what has it been, almost 20 years now that you and I have been podcasting together. Looking at the Best Picture list, I know you didn't care for Marty Supreme. Have you seen One Battle After Another?
I did. I saw that in theaters and really liked it. You see, that's the thing is, if I think I'm going to like it, I'm probably seeing it in theaters. Sinners, F1, and One Battle After Another were ones that got me super excited this year. And One Battle After Another was better than I even thought it would be. I don't know that Benicio deserves the supporting actor nod.
I would go with Sean Penn over Benicio. If you haven't seen K-pop Demon Hunters, that's really fun.
I see K-pop Demon Hunters.
I would recommend that for him either. You know, Arnie, I think you've seen the ones you liked. I mean,
I agree.
The Oscars are not the same thing as the top 10 box office. They have some, but you know, there were some exclusions. Avatar didn't get in there. Wicked didn't get in there. Some of the more popular movies didn't make the cut. It skews a little bit more foreign film and indie film.
Yeah,
I think it's better for it, frankly. I really like the crop of nominees, just FYI. I'll save it for the show, but yeah, I think there are 3 great ones, 3 good ones, and 2 that probably don't belong there, but they're okay.
I'm looking forward to having that conversation with you on the show, Stuart. But Arnie, I have one more suggestion for you. I watched The Lost Bus this week, which is only nominated for visual effects. It's a Paul Greengrass movie. I remember seeing the preview for this when I saw Jaws' 50th anniversary screening at a local theater, and it was back in August. And I saw, I'm like, oh, this movie's so stupid. It's just a guy in a bus. Who cares? But I watched it because it's nominated for visual effects, and oh my God, the visual effects in this movie. On your screen at home, your giant screen, if you watch this movie and give it time for the fire to take hold, you will not believe what you're going to see. The special effects in this movie are phenomenal. So on your screen with your sound, I think you might enjoy, if not the whole movie, the technical aspects of this movie.
You'll definitely want to mute some of McConaughey's speeches. Definitely mute that.
But
it's a great disaster movie. I do think if you just like the genre and accept that people make speeches and it gets a little preachy at times, that could be part of the fun of the genre. It is not art. It is a disaster movie, but it is a good one. Yeah,
it's beautiful. It's great. And I wrote a whole review on it on Letterboxd. Check out my stuff. And I basically say what Stuart says. Like, the script is not that great. It's kind of full of cliches, but the visuals in this movie, Arnie, mind-blowing. So definitely try that on your big screen.
I'll tell you the 2 that I really have hope for, because I've seen Begonia. I was excited for that one. F1 I saw. One Battle After Another I saw. Sinners I saw. And I saw Frankenstein. So I saw half the best pictures voluntarily before they were nominated. And then since the nominations, I've watched Marty Supreme. I'm just not a Safdie guy. I watched Song Sung Blue, which I never would have watched if it hadn't gotten a Best Actress nomination. Oh my God, no. It was as bad as I thought it would be. But the one I really wanted to see in theaters and missed, the one that I'm scared to watch because I think it'll make me cry, Hamnet. I'm really looking forward to Hamnet.
I mean, I really liked it. I don't know if you will, but you do like Shakespeare. It's definitely about grief. It's like Shakespeare in Love, but instead about love, it's about grief.
Yeah, Shakespeare in Tears.
I have not seen that one yet. That one, and If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, are the last 2 I need to see for the Big 8 categories. I'm looking forward to watching one of or both of those this coming weekend in preparation.
And Sentimental Value, the trailer for that looked really good, and I like Stellan Skarsgård, so I'm not afraid of subtitles. Foreign films do not frighten me away. So
there is English in it. There is about 1/3 of it's in English.
Hybrid.
Yeah, I really like that movie. What a surprise that was for me. And when he got the nomination, I was so happy because he wasn't on the short list of people thinking, all these like people predicting. He snuck in there, and I'm so glad he did. And now he's the front runner to get it, and deservedly so. He's really great in that movie. But of course, Sean Penn's going to give him a run for his money for One Battle After Another. If that movie coasts as quickly as escalating as it does, it's very possible Sean Penn gets his 3rd Oscar.
Well, thank you guys for the recommendations. I knew you guys would talk on the Oscar show about what you liked, which is why I made the question about me.
Yeah, it's
tracks.
you know what? I'm glad you found some stuff you liked. It is, I think, a less commercial year. They tend to be these years. I feel like the Oscars are not chasing, I don't know, movie audiences aren't showing up for the stuff that the Academy is liking.
So we hope you can join us on March 15th for that. And yeah, coming up this Tuesday and now playing, we've got our review of Scream 7 and be discussing the behind the scenes drama that led to the making of Scream 7.
Oof, I gotta say, I went back, saw them all, and I do think I'd give a recommend to all of them still, even though 3 and 4 are problematic. But this 7th one has had such an ugly road to the screen. I'd wonder, I'll just let you know my mentality. If it's not the worst one of the series, I'll be shocked.
It'll have to do some real hard work to be worse than 3. And I love that you recommend them all, but you didn't like 4 when it came out. You kind of retconned your review of 4.
Yeah, well, it is still my least favorite of all of them. I think it's pretty weak. But Scream movies, they are, as far as horror franchises go, they're more consistently delivering, I think, what you expect and enjoy. And God, I hope they can do it again for a 7th time. That 6th one is my favorite one of the whole series. So by that, they should be getting better. I don't think they will.
And then next week, we will be reviewing The Bride.
Yeah, hard to know what to think about all of this. Such a strange trailer. I don't feel like it's connecting with audiences. I don't think anyone knows what to make of it. But I did like Maggie Gyllenhaal's earlier directorial work. And yeah, Jessie Buckley is obviously going to win Best Actress. She's a phenomenal talent. Right. So there's reasons to be hopeful and reasons to be puzzled.
I'm looking forward to it. I have not seen any trailers because I knew we were going to be watching it for the show. And I, too, have some nice things to say about Maggie Gyllenhaal. So I'm definitely, when I heard she was doing it, I know there's going to be something clever about it. Whether or not I agree with it, whether or not I like it, we'll talk about on the show. But I know she's going to have an angle on it that's going to be, at least, if nothing else, unique.
And then we start our marathon of Star Wars. Yes, Star Wars TV series in chronological order in the Star Wars universe. Justin, Stuart, and I are going to be starting with perhaps the most hated of the Star Wars series, The Acolyte.
I'm not on these shows. I have opinions on all of this because I would love to share that with all of you, but I'm not on those shows. So you guys have fun with that. And maybe one day I'll have a chance to express it to you all. I know Arnie and Stuart will find out off the air, but you all have to never find out what I think. I have watched all of it, and I would be happy to watch it all again to discuss it with you all. So have fun. Look behind me. I like Star Wars.
Did you like The Acolyte?
I liked most of it. I think it got a really bad rep. I think the one episode everyone hates, I understand why. I watched it too, but basically it recovers. I think it really stuck a landing, and unfortunately, we're never going to see what's going on next. It's not perfect, but to have the hatred that it had, do not agree with that.
Well, we'll see if we agree later in March as we build up to another movie that people won't be seeing in theaters, The Mandalorian and Grogu.
You don't think?
A memo
No, I don't.
leaked from Lucasfilm recently, like today, the day we're recording this, that Lucasfilm is panicking due to lack of reaction to the latest Mandalorian trailer.
My kids had zero interest in seeing the Star Wars movie, and they said something that I think it's a lot of people are saying. It looks like it's made for little kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, I haven't watched the trailers. I know I'm seeing this movie. They already have my money. I don't need to watch a trailer. I'm going to see a Star Wars movie.
Peanuts. Anytime Grogu's eating, I'm happy. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I know. It's that Michelle and Full House thing you love so much. I'm just saying that I understand why people are not excited about this because Disney Plus, Grogu is great, but it's also been 5 or 6 years since the Grogu craze is kind of late to the party here. So look, this movie needs to appeal to all sorts of people, and the one kind of person they're not really seeming to go for are people like me who have $1,000 of worth of Star Wars stuff behind them when he does a podcast with his friends. So yeah,
you mean the Lucasfilm doesn't care about middle-aged white men? Is that what you're saying?
I did not say that, nor will I ever say that on the air. I'm just saying that it seems to me they're trying to go 4-quadrant instead of really playing to their base. And I get that, and I understand why they're doing that. They need to grow the Star Wars fandom. But at the same time, I guess we have to wait till Starfighter the following year to get a Star Wars movie that we want to see.
I'll just admit, this is the first Star Wars movie ever where a new trailer came out and I didn't click it. I still haven't seen the new one. So that Lucasfilm memo is partially about me.
Yeah, but I'm seeing it anyway. It's a Star Wars movie. I'm going to see it in the theater. I see all the Star Wars movies in the theater.
I've seen like 3 episodes of Mando. So this is all new to me.
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to hearing what you got to say about that, because seasons 1 and 2, I'm sure you've heard, and season 3, I mean, it's some good quality television you guys are about to experience. So enjoy.
So thank you for that. Brock, Stuart, thank you for joining me for an intermission. Thank you to all of our listeners for joining us for this ramble session that we had here. And if you liked it, let us know. If you want more structure to it, if there's topics you want, let us know. Also, if you want us to answer your questions, email questions to show@nowplayingpodcast.com or tweet us, I guess X us, just whatever they call it now. Just come to our Reddit, whatever you want to do, and just say, hey, I'd like to ask this on an intermission, and I can bring it to my 2 co-hosts when we do our next episode and ask your questions. So love to do some Q&A with you guys, and love to do more trivia. If you're a patron and want to join us in April and have us quiz you on Star Wars, it'll definitely be Star Wars trivia, because we're going to be in the depths of Star Wars coverage. Just let us know through Patreon, send us a message there. So thank you all, and we will talk to you on Tuesday with Scream 7. Have a good one.
Thanks. The opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual hosts and may not reflect the views of Venganza Media Incorporated. Now Playing is a Venganza Media production, copyright 2026, and no part of this show may be reproduced, repurposed, or redistributed without the written permission of Venganza Media Incorporated. All rights reserved.
Trash film, we say it. High art, we praise it. Red arrow, green arrow, that's how we grade it. Woo! Time to get it poppin', Now Playing podcast. Yeah.
Good. Way to guilt him into giving a t-shirt there, Stuart.
I feel like I did something right tonight.
I
Not sure
agree with
can
you.
say-
Elijah Wood lives in Alamo. So, he... Not in Alamo.
He lives in
Austin.
the Alamo?
He-
In the
he lives-
basement?
In the basement with Pee Wee Herman, yeah. Did they close
lives-
the Alamo Drafthouse in the Shire by chance?